Well, hi there, folks. Welcome back to Mossy Roots Farm. So, quick little update on the girlies in here. I almost got to touch Bonnie today before she ran to the other side of the barn pen. Now she's going to scream, which is a good improvement because she before was trying to jump the barn pen to get out. So, quick little baby cow update. Hi, Miss Grace. You're still a good moo-moo, aren't you? Yes. Yes, you're a good moo-moo. You want a cube, don't you? So this video, we're going to kind of follow a little thought-invoking process I got going on right now. So I wanted to discuss life choices and paths. So let's give some baby cows some cubes, and let's get into our discussion today. So one thing that I know I personally struggle with is what path should I go down? What path should I follow? And the reason I struggle with it is because, well, there was a lot of opportunities that I had, and then I don't want to say squandered because I didn't necessarily squander them. I just mean that, well, I didn't quite go down the path that some folks thought I might want to go down. Also, right now I'm trying to hold this like a lapel mic, even though it's a giant thing. So we'll see if the audio is any better on this video. But if you see it, that's what I'm doing. So for me, the path has been interesting because if I talk to my father or my mother or my grandparents or aunts and uncles or anybody, they all have different opinions, right? Which is good because you need different opinions in your life to make these decisions, to make these choices. You need experiences, bounce ideas off of people. It's all very important. But when I talk to my mother, she says that I've had quite a few jobs in my young career, which, okay, I have. When I talk to my father, he had the same thing until he found out that he wanted to work for himself. So part of me goes, if I listen to both their advices, if I listen to their experiences, that means I should probably find a job to do for myself. Well, I looked into a couple different things. The one thing that I have found out is that you can have a job, you can be a business owner, and still only make what you could make working for your local factory. Whether that's an automotive factory, a potato factory, whatever the factory is. Some guy said it was like on average, small business owners only make $50,000 a year, which really is not that much more than I'm making moving meat around with a forklift. Especially, I don't know if that considers things like overhead costs, insurance costs, if there's any vacation and such. So the path you go down does not have to be the path that anybody else wants you to go down. And what I mean by that is I went to college because I was told I had to go to college, but I'm not doing anything with my degree. Now, luckily, I went to a small little community college for something, so it's not like I went to, let's just say Ohio State, because I'm sure many of you have heard of Ohio State before. I didn't go to Ohio State, get a PhD in cowology, and then I went and worked at a factory making car parts. So there's some things like that would definitely make even less sense than what I have done. But you don't have to follow those footsteps. Yes, everyone that I have discussed is probably correct. I probably have had too many jobs, but 3 of those jobs were not my fault that I left. And I know, that's a very millennial thing of you to say. I'm actually in the border of millennial and Gen Z or whatever the heck comes after millennial, so I don't know what I am, and it depends on what, Google page you look at, depends on what I am. But again, they were not my fault. The one job, I have absolutely no idea why they let me go. I didn't cause any issues. I did what I was supposed to do. I didn't have any attendance problems. When I talked to HR, they said it was because I didn't answer my cell phone at work. Let me repeat that. I did not answer my cell phone at work, even though they had a company policy that you were not allowed to have your cell phone out on the plant floor. Another place, I got hired in as a friend of a friend deal, and they didn't have a position for me, and they were union, and they didn't want to make a position for me, so they had to let me go because of that. And the last job that I had that let me go was because I reported harassment from a supervisor, and then they went and dug up stuff that happened 6 months prior. And the stuff they dug up, one of the people that was supposedly reporting this didn't even work for the company and hadn't worked for the company for 5 months. So it happened 6 months prior to me leaving, and then he left 5 months prior to that. So it literally was like some BS that they just drug up to get rid of me. But like that wasn't my fault. I didn't have any control of that. That's just the company doing stuff. I came in, did my job, and that was it. So the path you choose does not have to be one that your parents suggest. It does not have to be one that your neighbors suggest. Let's say, for example, you want to be a YouTuber, right? Here's a famous one, Cletus McFarland. Let's say you wanted to do exactly what he's doing. Have race cars, have airplanes, have all that stuff. You can do that. Yes, absolutely. Anybody can. But the way you do it should not necessarily be the way he did it. So he got his start by pretending to own a race car. He was literally in a hotel parking lot, made a video saying that he owned the race car that was behind him, and that was that. Well, that might not work for you, so don't do that. But that might work for you, so still try it. See what I mean? The path that others have chosen, the path that others are on, does not have to be your own path. Make your own path. Find your own way. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.